congratulations.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. You know it's going to happen one more time. Good afternoon. It's a beautiful day right here in Newport News, Virginia. Great things are happening in Newport News today in the Southeast community. It seems like we're always getting together every week for an exciting event or announcement in our city. Transformation is taking place from one end of Newport News to the other. Isn't it wonderful? Let's give our city a hand. Thank you. Before we begin, I'd like to recognize the dignitaries who are here with us today. Let me make sure I have my list. All right, there you go. All right, I'd like to begin by recognizing my fellow speakers on stage, Mayor McKinley L. Price, Councilwoman Tina Vick, Mr. Matthew Heckles, the Regional Administrator with the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, Mr. Bill Curtis, he is the Associate Director of the Virginia Department of Housing and Community Development. Let's give him a hand. Mr. George Knight, the Board Member with the Newport News Redevelopment and Housing Authority. Christine Robertson, the Senior Developer for Penrose. Lamont Williams, the Chair of the Citizen Advisory Committee. And Ms. Maoshi Stallings, she's on her way, former resident of Ridley Place. Let's give them all a hand. We also joined by my fellow members of City Council. We have, let's see, Mr. David Jenkins. We have our City Manager, Cindy Roth. Yes, let's give her a big hand. Congressman Bobby Scott. Delegate Marcia Price. And did I miss any other elected officials that I did not see? Okay, thank you, everybody. Thank you all for joining us for this important day in our city and the Southeast community. In February, when it was ice cold outside, we held an event to honor the history of Ridley Place. For over 65 years, Ridley Place served as the home for thousands of Newport News residents. So many got their start or a second chance at Ridley. People discovered themselves and their passions here, going on to become entrepreneurs, nurses, doctors, teachers, artists, leaders, and so much more. We heard some of their stories during our event in February, and you'll hear others today giving their remarks. Today begins the next chapter of this historic community as we break ground on a vibrant new development that will feature homes, businesses, a health and wellness trail, and more. Because housing is an essential part of any infrastructure of any city, and the future of this C&I site, it means the beginning of new chapters in the lives of families for our city and the community. We want to say thank you so much for each one of you for joining us today as we go through this transformation. Who's ready to get to work? Y'all gotta make more noise than that. All right, that's what I'm talking about. If you would you bow with me in prayer? So God, we thank you first for this beautiful day. We thank you for this gathering. We thank you, Lord, for the vision, God, to make transformation happen and complete in the city of Newport News for our Ridley residents. We are so thankful. We're thankful for every partner that has come alongside of us, oh God, to make this a reality. We thank you for this groundbreaking ceremony today. And God, we are breaking up the fallow ground, and we're believing that lives are going to be changed, lives are going to be transformed as a result of what we do here today. Be with us. We invite your presence to be with us as we go through the remainder of this program. It's in your Son's name that we pray. Amen. Mayor Price, thank you.
Probably just messed them up back there, but sorry. Good afternoon. I am McKinley Price, and I have the honor of serving as your mayor, the City of Newport News, for at least the next 81 days. She hates it when I say earlier this year we gathered just across the street to honor the history of Ridley Place. And during the event, we heard from former residents about how Ridley gave them new opportunities, second chances, and lifelong friendships. The stories from Ridley Place will stay with us forever, but it's time for the next chapter of this important part of our city. Where we are standing today will soon become a vibrant hub of activity. Our plans include a multifamily apartment building with retail space, as well as townhouses and single-family homes. We're also developing a health and wellness trail to enhance the neighborhood's connectivity, promote a healthy lifestyle, and encourage people to get outside and meet one another. Another significant part of our plan is an early childhood center for children from 6 weeks to 4 years of age. This center will develop a world-class workforce and community leaders. We will make early childhood education more accessible and empower parents to become actively involved in their child's learning. And we plan to break ground on the center in the coming weeks. Now, it might be hard to picture now as you look out and see cement and rocks and grass, but this site will soon become a place where individuals and families learn, grow, and flourish. We are truly creating change that will impact our city for generations. We want to thank you, HUD, the Virginia Department of Housing and Community Development, and our other partners for investing and believing in Newport News and our residents. And thank you to the Newport News Redevelopment and Housing Authority and to our city staff who have worked tirelessly on this project and the entire Choice Neighborhood Initiative. Together, we are creating transformational change in the Southeast community that impacts our entire city. We are uplifting residents, strengthening our community, and showing those around us that Newport News is a city of hope and opportunity. Thank you for supporting the work taking place here in Newport News and for being a part of this next exciting chapter. It is now my pleasure to invite Matthew Heckles, Regional Administrator of the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development, to the podium. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. And thank you, Mayor Price. The mayor and I and a couple of my colleagues from HUD had the opportunity to meet this morning and take a tour of the city here and talk about some of the opportunities and the challenges before the city. But my name is Matthew Heckles. I'm the Regional Administrator for HUD for the Mid-Atlantic region. This is my second time in Newport News in the few months that I've been in this position, and it's always a pleasure to be here. And it's a pleasure for me to be a part of this administration with Secretary Fudge and President Biden, Vice President Harris, because I really think that they understand what is really important in communities across the country from a housing perspective, housing community development. And today is an example of executing on the vision that we all share. I think here in Newport News, you have a city that has an incredible, rich history that is celebrated, but you're also making progress and transforming. I think you've heard that word a few times already, transforming the city into realizing its potential. And sometimes that is overcoming some of the history that we have, that we've seen here, and making progress nonetheless. So mixed income housing is a goal for us at HUD. We realize, speaking of that history, that we have not always developed and provided affordable housing in the way that is best for the people that we serve. But choice neighborhoods is a way for us to take existing housing stock and make sure that it is available still for people who have low and moderate incomes, but do so and provide that housing in a way that is a better community to live in, that is surrounded by quality housing, high quality housing, stores, access to social services, and make sure that we are providing a neighborhood where any one of us would want to live. And that takes a lot of teamwork. You have a great developer here in Penrose. You have a great city management. You have state representatives, federal representatives, and community members, residents, past and future, board members. I served on the Public Housing Authority board for 5 years, so I know what kind of a job that is, and thank you for doing it. It takes all of that, and it takes all of us coming together to realize the potential that we have here in Newport News. Choice Neighborhood is a program that allows us to bring together housing and replace distressed housing with assisted housing and high quality mixed income housing that represents and contributes to a positive neighborhood. It includes people improving outcomes for households who live in that housing that's being redeveloped. And of course the neighborhood, making sure that all of this is connected with the schools, the commercial and downtown areas, along with affordable housing. Recently we have been through a pandemic that has had a great impact on how we live our lives. It has had a great impact on the housing markets. I really feel at HUD that we're at a point, it's sort of an inflection point, where we are going from responding and reacting to making sure that people are safe during a pandemic, to looking forward and making sure that we seize the opportunities in front of us, whether that be funding from the CARES Act, or whether it be opportunities like this, to make sure that we are moving forward, not just reacting. And so thank you very much for the opportunity to be here today, and congratulations on this important step in transforming this neighborhood and the city of Newport News. Thank you.
Thank you so much. The work being completed in the C&I area is community-driven, and we are fortunate to have a very active and engaged Citizen Advisory Committee. Would the members of the Citizen Advisory Committee please stand and be recognized? They have worked really hard. Let's give them a hand. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. They have kept our feet to the fire. I'm also pleased to welcome our friends from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Woo! I was excited because I went to hygiene school down there, so we were talking about Fayetteville way back in the day. So welcome, we're glad you're here. A delegation is visiting us to learn about our C&I, our Choice Neighborhood Initiative, and to see the work that's taking place here, including 3 members of their council. We are joined here today. Councilwoman Shakila Ingram, if you could stand. Thank you. All right, Councilman Mario Benavente. And Councilman Derek Thompson. Would the whole delegation please stand? We want to welcome you. We want to give you a proper Newport News welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Wow, bless you. Thank you so much. I'd like to ask the other members of their delegation, I just did that, they'll just stand as well. So thank you so much for being here. God bless you. Thank you.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Bill Curtis, and I'm the Assistant Director of Housing and Community Development for the Commonwealth of Virginia. And I bring greetings from the Director, Brian Horn, who could not be here, and so he sends his regrets, but he is excited about what has taken place there. As you know, the Housing and Community Development has a hand in a little bit of everything that goes on across the Commonwealth, and something like this is just momentous and very impressive, so I bring you greetings from him and congratulations. And I prepared just a few comments because it is so important, didn't want to forget anything, so please join me in my comments here. We're excited to support the ongoing innovative efforts of the Newport News Redevelopment and Housing Authority to increase the affordable housing options available for those who call Newport News home. The Newport News Redevelopment and Housing Authority has been able to put multiple state resources to incredible use to further the ongoing work in this community, including Virginia Housing Trust Funds, National Housing Trust Fund, and Housing Innovations and Energy Efficiency Funds, and an allocation from the Private Activity Bond Local Housing Authority pool, totaling nearly $14 million in DHCD investment. Yeah, please, yeah. And this is not just a success story for those who will call this community home. It's an achievement for the Newport News community at large, whose most vulnerable populations will have more opportunities to thrive. You have not just increased the stock of affordable housing, you have created a place for people to call home. With a support system and a sense of community, it is truly a remarkable achievement. Of course, none of this effort would have been possible without the commitment and hard work of so many partners, both in development and within the community. And I would like to thank Newport News for recognizing the importance of this endeavor and continuing and committing to its success. I would like to thank the residents of this community for their contributions to the project and for being key stakeholders throughout this project. No one understands a neighborhood quite like the folks that call it home. And your role in shaping this project is paramount to its success and to creating a community that serves you and includes your unique voices. And last, but most importantly, I'd like to thank the Newport News Housing and Redevelopment Authority for committing to their mission of creating affordable housing, viable neighborhoods, and opportunities for self-sufficiency that enhance the quality of life for citizens of Newport News. Increasing the availability, safety, and quality of affordable housing throughout the Commonwealth is intrinsic to the mission of DHCD. It is a cornerstone of healthy communities and foundational to ensuring that all Virginians have the opportunity to thrive. I applaud the remarkable work you have done in turning this community into a reality, and DHCD remains your committed partner throughout your community's transformation. Congratulations to each of you. And I look forward to celebrating more milestones with you in the future. And at this time, I would like to welcome George Knight, board member for the Newport News Redevelopment and Housing Authority. Thank you all again, and welcome, George.
Good afternoon. First, giving honor to God. I feel exceptionally special today. I talked to Karen Wild a few days ago about standing here today. I'm a part of this community. For over 50 years, I've lived about 2 blocks from here in this community, and I've seen this community grow, and I watched it. I joined the redevelopment housing because I wanted to get educated on what was going on in the city and find out what was really happening in the city, because I was hearing positive things, negative things, and I'm just overwhelmed today for being here because, folks, look around yourself. Transformation is happening as we sit here today. I watched the last couple of years going to Zoom meetings and not be able to talk to your family members. Everybody, she's laughing already because, we've been wearing a mask, but you know what? Progress has been still going on. I go to these meetings and we still make things happen. And I want to thank you for allowing me to be here today. On behalf of the commissioners of Department of Redevelopment Housing Newport News, I am pleased to be standing here, as I said before, and the next step is for this incredible revitalization of the Southeast community. I'd like to also thank the members of the Newport News Redevelopment and Housing, some of my partners. See Bill Black back here in the back. Can you raise your hand, Bill? Is anyone else in here with Redevelopment Housing? Well, thank you for support. I get a chance to talk to Bill at least once or twice a month, and there's lots going on in the city. Development right now, with this site that we're standing on, would be a great accomplishment for the city of Newport News and for the residents of Newport News. There will be housing for shipyard employees, business owners, employees and teachers and their families, students and young children. I'll say that again, students and young children, our future. And also opportunity for people that were in Ridley at one time can also return. We look forward to their return and having them in this community to bring vibrancy to the community. The Newport News Redevelopment and Housing was selected by the Choice Neighborhood Initiative grant. I've heard that so many times that I'm excited about it because a lot of people in the community don't know what that means, but that's it's like having an A on your report card in school because they did a lot to get in this position. It just didn't happen that they got it. You know, they got this money, and actually, even with the grant, there's a lot more money being spent, and there's gonna be some great opportunities down in the Southeast community also, and the city will stand behind you. There's been, you know, in my times of seeing what's happening in this situation, there's a lot of people that I personally want to thank, and a lot of people that the city of Newport want to thank, and the redevelopment housing want to thank the city with its commitments for this project, the financial support from HUD, thank you very much, Virginia Housing for Chris McNamara and several of his staff. His staff is in here today. Do we have any staff for Chris? Also, the Virginia Department of Housing and Development and Centura Healthcare. They're involved in this project. There's many, many organizations involved in this project that most people probably wouldn't even think about, but they're digging into the community to try to help out. Also, the hard work and the tenacity of the development partners of Penrose. I'll say that again, Penrose. I actually call Mr. Nussbaum Mr. Penrose because I see him a lot in all these meetings and he brings us a lot of great information. I want to thank the WRT with the talented design. Anybody here from the WRT? Okay, I want to thank the partners also, the Newport News Redevelopment and Housing Authority staff. I personally want to thank, I'm getting emotional, people, because I tell you, I've been in business in this city for over 40 years, and I breathe this city, and I found out a lot about what the city is about progress and positive energy. And this young lady that I'm about to call her name now, she called me back out of retirement after going through so many terms in the house. I thought she called me back, and I came back because of her and her organization. Ms. Karen Wild, will you stand for a minute? Karen worked from her heart. You know, I always say, it's an old saying, I say there's more to love than making love, and this is a great opportunity to create love right here. This is love right here. This is love. I mean, I feel the energy is in here, you know what I'm saying? And so, also, I'd like to thank Miss Cassandra Shaw. Miss Cassandra Shaw, wonderful. Thank you for all that you've done for the Housing Authority. You know, Sandra Powell here today? She replaced Sandra Powell, Miss Shaw. And I started looking at that name, and you just added, all you did was her name, add an L-Y to her, you know? So we appreciate you, everything you've done here. And other dedicated members, and Karen's staff, man, is so awesome. I worked with them for almost nine years now, and everybody works together to make this thing happen. There's a lot of pieces to the puzzle, and everything is coming together for fruition. And I just know this site here, the Lift and the Rise is gonna be one thing, but Ridley is gonna be so fabulous that you ain't gonna believe it. So I'm looking forward to people coming back. And after saying that, I met a young lady here about maybe an hour ago, and I've heard her name quite a bit. And I just want you all to help me welcome her to the stage today. Miss Christine Robinson, and she's your next speaker, and we want to thank her for all her support with Penrose Development. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Thank you for that greeting, and I'm not quite sure how to follow the speaker here, but I will do my best. You know, every real estate development starts with a vision, and it starts somewhere, right? So somebody has a dream and an idea, but that idea or dream doesn't always come from the neighborhood. It doesn't always come from the community. It doesn't always come from the people. Sometimes it's a real estate developer who says, I want to build a store here, or I want to build housing there. This effort came from the neighborhood, came from the people, came from the elected officials. And so it's definitely our honor just to be a part of that process and a part of bringing that to reality. So to the former residents of Ridley Circle, most importantly, and the Citizen Area Advisory Committee, the Newport News elected officials and staff, Newport News Redevelopment and Housing Authority, and the numerous, too many to name, stakeholders who have dedicated years to this effort to bring this vision to reality, we thank you. And are just honored to be a part of celebrating the groundbreaking for this phase 2 of the Marshall Ridley Housing Development Plan. On behalf of Penrose and the Newport News team, we want to thank you all for all that work, and for the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development for selecting Marshall Ridley for a Choice Neighborhoods Initiative Award, where this all really began in the planning phase and now is in the implementation stage. We're so excited to be here. My role here is to make sure that we recognize some of our professionals, and thank you, Mr. Knight, for recognizing a few of them. I just have a few more. He mentioned WRT Architects, who designed the beautiful buildings that you see on the boards out there. Burns and McDonnell, civil engineers, represented here this afternoon. Innova Services, who are not with us. The funders, some of you whom you've heard from, the City of Newport News being a key partner, HUD through the Choice Neighborhoods program, Virginia Housing, who provided tax credits to the development, the Virginia Department of Housing and Community Development, Centera Healthcare, Royal Bank of Canada, RBC Capital, providing equity through our tax credits, and JP Morgan Chase. So you can see this all takes a village to get done. A lot of people behind the scenes working on getting to this point today, and we want to celebrate them all. And then not to forget two important players in the process, Breeden Construction. I see that Brian Revere, Billy Sadler, Sean Schultz are all represented here. They're the builders for this development, so if anything goes wrong during construction, you know now who to call. Sorry, guys. And our many thanks to Penrose Management Company, who will be the folks managing the properties once they're built. For 5 decades, Penrose has specialized in delivering affordable and mixed-income housing developments. However, we recognize quality of life is not just about having a decent, affordable place to live. It's not about the bricks and sticks. In fact, when I was driving down here, I was thinking about the neighborhood I grew up in and what memories popped to mind, and it was the Thomases and the Freifogels, the people that lived in my neighborhood. And so we recognize all of that and celebrate today with you, and we look forward to you all coming, residents coming back, people that move in here, new residents coming to the neighborhood and making this a real home. And so it is my honor now to turn this over to Mr. Lamont Williams with the Citizen Area Advisory Committee, the folks who are really going to make this neighborhood a home.
Good afternoon, y'all. I am the current chair of a group of citizens that was appointed back in 2019 as part of this neighborhood implementation grant to make sure that the community voice was heard throughout the project. I'd like to also recognize our former chair, Ernest Thompson. Give you a shout real quick. I saw Ernest. And now being the current chair, I am honored to stand as part of the representation for a passionate group of people who love this community and want to see it truly transformed. They really do. You know, as I was thinking about this, the true measure of every community, culture, country, and society is not in their treatment of those who are perceived rich and wealthy in the society, but to those whom seem materially poor, but rich in their experiences, their lives, and their personhood. A great society sees the inherent wealth in each and every one of these persons and in every citizen of their community, and they show their worth in their practices. The distinctive of a great community, culture, country, and society is exactly like Mayor Price said. It begins with one word: hope. A great society hopes and wants the best for each and every person that lives among its borders. That hope should abound for everyone. So today's groundbreaking breaks more than just soil, but it breaks what some may have seen in this former land as hopelessness because of their economic situation. But it transforms our community from that place of hopelessness to hopefulness. Because our city has made a decision to pursue these funds to show the inherent worth of each and every person that formerly lived on this property known as Ridley Circle. So, in letting our community know this, we got to get the word out that this is not about a kick out, but a come up. Hopeful to aspire and inspire those to better circumstances where they may currently shall be. You're worth it. And that's why this program is happening right now. And we appreciate each and every person involved in beginning this process. And let's finish it together. So they will know that they are worth the investment because we, the Newport News community, believe in our citizens. So we have hope. And we are great. But don't take it from me. Don't take it from me. I want you to listen to a former Ridley resident, Mayoshi Stallings, as she expresses herself on this momentous day. Come on, Mayoshi.
Good afternoon. I didn't write anything because I was busy. I'm a mom and a grandma and a dog owner. So I'm always busy. You guys, I'm sorry, I can't remember your names. Each and every last one of you said something so positive. I didn't hear you, but I heard you before, so I remember. You all said something so positive, and only if you're listening can you actually hear it and take it in. Then it's your choice to, what are you gonna do with that information? I decided to take advantage. I decided to take full advantage. Little West Indian girl from Brooklyn. Moved to Virginia because my mother got sick. And I was tired of paying a lot of money for a closet. Had my children here, didn't graduate when I was supposed to, but I got my GED when I was 30. But it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. And it wasn't enough because I still have 3 young men and 2 daughters that I have to show something to. We don't stop. You keep going. I was blessed to move out Ridley Circle. It wasn't all the way great, but I took advantage the proper way. When there was things that was going on that I didn't like, I spoke with respect and understanding to the administrations in the offices, and they helped because I knew how to speak, because I knew how to be understanding, and I knew it takes time for certain things to happen. So I got moved from in the circle to right up here on 12th Street, which was way better, thank you. And then my name came up for Section 8. Now, I'm not going to talk long, but I'm going to give you my truth. I messed up when I had my children. I got in trouble from getting in the wrong car. I didn't have lawyer money. And if you know about West Indians, you will be disowned quick if you don't do what you're supposed to do. But I still didn't let that stop me. I'm back in the family too, by the way. But I caught a felony for possession of a controlled substance. I wore that F. I'm still wearing that F. But it's fabulous now, you see? So, and it's fierce now. because I'm determined. You understand? I saw in the news, it was a program you guys had out called VA Ready. So I took advantage. Notice I keep saying take advantage. I took advantage. I am a certified phlebotomist. I never thought I would be able to work in the medical field. But I also got a job working at American Red Cross.
All right.
Stop playing. Like, I'm not gonna stop there, okay? I still have a lot to do. And with the help of, I don't wanna call you guys, but you know what I mean? With everyone, my people, with the help of you and the determination that you have, you give me strength as well to keep going. I will pull as many brothers and sisters as I can with me. Every single person I come in contact with, and it's draining, but I have to do it. Every single person I come in contact with, I promise to pull you along, because we can't do it by ourselves. You, me, him, her, she, whatever they call themselves. You know, and with all respect, we still need each other. No one was able to accomplish anything by themselves. And so I want to pay homage and say thank you to all, and myself, and my God, because without that strength that he's giving, you know, I don't know what I would do. I've been diagnosed with lupus, right? So at first I thought my life was over. My spirit won't let me stop. You understand? So excuse me for being like a couple minutes late, and my ankle's swollen. It's a part of lupus. So, but I'm here, and I'm standing, and I will continue to stand, even if my ankles fall off. I will be on nubs, you understand? And I will still stand. Because I have something that I want to do. I have something that I was born to do. I let a lot of obstacles get in my way, but no longer, okay? And I am taking advantage of everything that's coming my way, as well as sharing. I have to share. I have to tell people about VA Ready. I have to tell them about everybody back here and what they're doing. Some people may look and be like, oh, it's just gonna be the same. No, only if you don't want it to. So I will continue whispering in ears, encouraging, promoting, you know, and being a shoulder, even when I don't have a shoulder. Moms, you know, when you're in that bathroom, when you're in that quiet place and you're crying, your kids is there, you know how I feel. So, and to my brothers, I'll continue to do the same thing, because I have 3 black sons as well. And every time I turn around, there's another kid coming in my house. But I still have a job to do. I refuse to follow those that don't want more. I want more. You guys have given me an opportunity to come back to Release Circle and a new development, but I choose more. I have plans on buying my own home.
All right,
Okay? You're welcome to the barbecue. And, you know, and I still have dreams at 41 years old. I'm not done, you know, and like I said, I have grandchildren, so I got these little feet just coming behind me, and I have to set example. Even when I messed up, I had to let them know that you do mess up, but you don't stay there. You just get up and you just keep moving, you see? And again, I'm just grateful. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to have a chance to start over. I'm grateful for knowledge, and I soak up positive energy from everybody, even if you don't speak to me. As I walk past and you got positive energy, I grab it. Because it's gonna take me and my family, my people, you guys, all of us, to a better place. So I'm gonna end this here, because I could talk for days. I'm gonna end it here, and I'm gonna say, you know, just everybody keep the hope. Keep the hope. But you have to get up too. Yeah. You can't just sit there and hope and and that's it. No, you gotta get up and work, and it's not easy, but it can be done. I tell my children all the time, okay, you know all my mess ups, learn. And so I'm gonna have to keep telling them and keep telling them and text them and everything to get their attention. And I'm doing it, and that's what we have to do too. You know, you live in a big home, small apartment, don't matter. We gotta keep pulling each other for greater. You know, you don't look at people and knock them. You don't do things like that. You find understanding from somewhere. My mouth dry. I had my medicine. I'm sorry. But you know, you just it's like instead of it being a tug of war rope, we all pulling in the same direction. And when the one that slipped because they're tired, or the one that feel like they can't go on, you must pick them up. You know, it's going to get heavier, but you pick them up, and you keep going, and you don't let go. You know, and just be a good person. Like, I don't understand what happened to the world. Nobody wants to be a good person, but I am. Okay, I am, and if I could put myself here in this situation, I'm gonna do what I gotta do, like I always have. Where she at? I see her back there, Miss Kim. But do what I gotta do to pull others with me, and soon you guys gonna be buying a house from me because I'm going to real estate too. So. I'm gonna build my own center as well. We're gonna all join. I'm telling you, it's a big Miyoshi world. And you're welcome to join, okay? So thank you guys so much for the opportunity. The brilliant minds, the time, the dedication, the hope, the yearning to be better, because I am too. Thank you.
Oh my God, what an amazing story. Miss Stallings, let's give it. Yes. Oh, thank you so much for that story. And I think the most amazing thing when you talked about your training for the phlebotomy was here in the neighborhood. That's why I have always stressed the importance of, particularly when you have a low-income area, where what we found out from the choice neighborhood, as we looked at the research, that's the word I'm looking for. You can tell when you turn 60, the words don't come as. And so when we did the research to find that a lot of the incomes were low, but I have firmly believed that walker-friendly job training, job connectivity is the solution, a big piece of the solution into getting people to understand about a hard work ethic, getting them to understand about different types of employment, and the fact that you can break that generational poverty. And so, what an amazing story. Thank you. And hello to my friends and guests. I'm Councilwoman Tina Vick, and it is an incredible time to be in Newport News. The vision that we have for the Southeast community is being realized one project, one groundbreaking at a time. Now, I've spent, like you, Ms. Stallings, I've spent the majority of my life in this community of Newport News. I actually grew up right here in Ridley Place, but we called it Ridley Circle. I like to think of life as a story that is constantly being written, and so many of the chapters of my personal story include Ridley Circle. Now, I know we have been talking about how the community used to be, and that's one thing that even though our incomes were low, and we couldn't afford market rate housing, we still had the love for the families, the support. We just knew things were going to get better. We were adamant about attending school. We wanted to create a good, hard work ethic for ourselves, and we were so thankful for those of you who are from the community. When the Office of Economic Opportunity was here, it's still here, but now we've renamed it Hampton Roads Community Action Program. But when they came with the summer jobs, nursing programs, right here in our community, that was the connectivity to hope and opportunity. And so that's why I will continue with whatever work I do in the community to always know that we can put the pieces together to help people navigate to a better life. And that's the work ethic piece is very important. And so some of the things in Ridley Circle, though, I have to tell you, as we're looking at this new housing, it was not all good. I can tell you it was not good during the summer, living in apartments with no air conditioning. Can you imagine that? So what I feel so excited about, Dave Jenkins is saying, yeah, he can imagine. But what I am so thankful for about this new housing opportunity is that when we get the new apartments, when we get the new townhouses, our children will not have to even live like that anymore, because that is too outdated to have any apartments or any housing without air conditioning. And another thing, if those of you who were at the celebration we had during the cold about Ridley with more of the former residents, one of the things as we talk is that I've been saying that if it got cold before the rental office decided, and Karen knows what I'm talking about, before the rental office decided to cut the heat on, because we didn't have our own thermostat. So if it got cold before the date, they had a certain date, that means you and your family were freezing. So as I think about this new housing, where we will have heating for our children, that they will actually be able to turn the heat on and have a thermostat. So this is what I'm so excited about, that our children will actually know what a thermostat is, because they'll have one in their house. So if they're at school or testing and there's a question about a thermostat, since we've allowed them to live in a better and newer housing, they'll be able to know even more. So I'm excited about everything we're doing with this choice neighborhood. And while I have some good memories growing up at Ridley, I also remember the struggles of my family and those around us. It was very difficult. You know, we grew up at 12th and Ivy. It was only one car in the parking lot. You had to rely on the bus system. We walked across the bridge to stores, so there was a struggle. But we were always determined that we knew we were going to have a better life. The challenges are opportunities for us to learn and to rise stronger. I know this applies to me personally, as well as my beloved Southeast community. So as we talk about the strength and resilience of our neighborhoods, Ridley Circle is definitely included, and all of the residents who lived in that area. And it is truly exciting to see the Jefferson Avenue corridor come alive again with streetscapes, new businesses, and countless opportunities for residents of every age. Just over the past several years, we've welcomed a new grocery store, pharmacy, the offices of 25 and J, and they are beautiful, the Brooks Crossing Innovation and Opportunity Center, and many other things. I tell people all the time about the growth of our Southeast community, but I don't think you truly understand until you see it for yourself and feel the excitement and the hope. That's why I advocated for a group of realtors to take a bus tour in this area over the summer to witness the transformation that I see every day and feel the energy of this great place. And I do know, I saw Pastor Maxwell, he's also a realtor. He's here. Call Bert, he's in the back. Any more realtors here who were on the tour, or anybody on the tour with the group over here? Oh, hello, the realtors. Yes, we were able to take the tour, a bus tour. And it was so exciting that, first of all, that morning, just the energy of all the realtors getting together, because usually we're just passing by or calling each other about, can we show a property? But the excitement, and I have to thank David Freeman, who guided all the staff and got everybody together so that we could actually visit and highlight all of the special things that have come up in our community. And so it was a learning experience for the realtors because so many of them did not live here, but it was also a time for us to connect and get to know each other. And what we want to do is to not just stop in the Southeast community. We want to continue to go throughout the city so that as we are decision makers in the city, but also our IDA, our planning commission, everybody is usually in their separate meetings, but at least we can come together to see what the work, how it looks of the things that we've done. So that's really important, and I was glad that we were able to do this bus tour, and we have to keep it going. Now, you may be aware that the city has been undergoing a branding process. One of the points that has come out of the focus groups and surveys is that folks are in awe of this city when they come and see it. Let me tell you, the realtors were in awe of this city after the Newport News tour. Now, these are the kinds of experiences and opportunities we need to create throughout the city because change isn't just taking place here. I tell people, though, that the work being done in the CNI area impacts all of Newport News. We aren't just building apartments and townhouses. We are rebuilding a sense of community. Trails, businesses, a seafood market, an early childhood center. We are creating a place where all segments of a vibrant and thriving community come together. Now, every good speech ends with a call to action. So here's yours. Get involved. You can't not just sit by the sidelines. Get involved with what we need to continue to get done. If you aren't part of the progress in the Southeast community, join us. Speak with a member of the city team to learn how you or your business can make Newport News part of your story. It's so important for partnerships and for us to continue to work together, and as we can see in here today. Now, the other call to action, let's get those golden shovels dirty. But I'm sorry, I'm losing my speech to the air. Thank you. Okay, and now this time we're going to ask everybody where with the shovels to everybody who is on the stage. Let's go get the shovels and get them dirty. And thank you all so much for joining us today.